Hey guys, Tone Friends here. Today, guys, I was just doing a little reading this afternoon, and was reading a book, and one of the parts of the book was talking about the four ways that people deal with emotions. I thought it was pretty eye-opening for me because sometimes we try to ignore our emotions, and sometimes we don't like the power of our emotions. So quickly, I want to go into the four ways that people deal with emotions and the preferred way that you should deal with emotions. Number one is avoidance. So a lot of times people feel the emotion of rejection. So what do? They avoid anything and everything involved with rejection. They don't go dating. They don't get that challenging job that may require them to sell. A lot of people avoid sales and business ownership because they avoid rejection. But what ends up happening is you don't get to address the issue of why you feel that way. So you're just kind of sweeping your problems under the rug. The second way is denial. A lot of times people try to make their pain, their emotional pains, softer than what they are. Oh, it's not really that big of a deal. Oh, it's cool. No worry. It doesn't bother me. But what ends up happening is you're really stoking the flames of the problem and making it bigger, because whatever it is, if it's somebody that's trying to get you to emotionally react negative, they're going to continue pressing on. So what ends up happening is you have a negative effect because you're in denial. You're acting like nothing. The third is competition. I see these people all the time. It's people who they get so deep into their pain that they just accept it, they live with it, and then they walk around and compete with everybody. Oh, you think your situation's bad, you should see mine. What ends up happening is they compete with everybody of who's in a worse situation, who's in a worse emotional situation. So what ends up happening is that becomes their identity. You're almost trapped in that negative emotion because you made that your identity. And the preferred way that you should deal with your emotions is learning and using them. So one of the things about your emotions, whether it be negative or positive, is they are like a compass. They're trying to send you in a direction. And every time an emotion comes, if you decide to avoid it, if you decide to be in denial about those emotions, or you decide you compete and go deep into those emotions, you're never going to learn how your physiology works and how you're supposed to react in certain situations. So think of your emotions as a compass. They're trying to teach you something about yourself. If you don't learn that lesson, then every time those negative emotions arise, you're going to have the same negative feeling. So those are the four ways that people deal with emotions. Number one is avoidance. People try to avoidance. Number two is denial. A lot of times people, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Number three is competition. They get so deeply enrooted in their negative situation that they become competitive. Oh man, you think you got it bad, you should see my life. And what ends up happening, that becomes their lifestyle. And I see this a lot. They become victims. Oh, you don't understand. This is how I am. If you think your situation's bad, I see that one every day. But the best way is learning and using your emotions as a compass and as a tool to empower yourself. So I thought that was powerful just because on Facebook all the time people posting stuff, and I can literally see the different ways that people deal with the emotions on here. So just to reiterate, it was avoidance, denial, competition, and learning and using the four ways that people use emotions. So if you found value in this video, feel free to like, share, comment, or tag. And if you want to know what book I got that from, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. A great book on just how the human nature works, and how we perceive certain situations, our physiology, our emotions, and how you can start to control those things. So appreciate you guys for jumping on. Appreciate George, Jacob, and Steve. Feel free to like this video. As always, your success is important to me, guys. I'll see you guys out there out on the field. Peace.